Hi, Sarah. It was so fun to meet you this past weekend, and I'm really glad we had a chance to play in a little bit of makeup and get to know you ladies a little bit better. So I wanted to go ahead and share some of the colors that we tried on in a little quick overview video, just so that you have a reminder of what the colors were and what they'll be used for. So you can refer back to this video at any time, but when you click on the link in your email that I sent, this will be the page that it takes you to. So this is your palette that I've created for you. You can see that it's a size 12, which means that it fits 12 of the regular size 10s or 24 eyeshadows, or a combination of both of those. So there are different designs that you can select down here for the palette, but I went ahead and chose this one for you. Feel free to switch it up if you'd like to. And the size 12 has 2 layers, so all of your makeup will be able to fit in this one palette. So everything that you need for your entire face is right here at your disposal, but it does have 2 layers. And so we're just going to walk through these colors really quick here. And if you would like to switch it up to a different size palette, that's perfectly fine. I've just found that this is a great size for ladies to start off with, because it's not too big, not too little, and you usually still have a little bit of room for growth if you want to add a couple of things down the road. So let's go ahead and get started. In your first layer of your palette, you're going to see the first 3 colors that we go over will be your 3D foundation shades. These are going to be the only 3 colors that you do not want to change. Everything else is your personal preference, but the first shade that you have here is Cedar, which is your contour color. Again, your contour is going to be a cooler tone. It's going to create shadows and dimension on your face. The second color is your main highlight color. So I think of it as the main color of your face, which acts like your foundation shade. So that is Athens. And then the last color in your 3D foundation is Aura, which is your brightening highlight. So that's going to brighten up areas of your face, which will allow us to create that 3-dimensional look with our 3D foundation. The next shade is Sandy, which we discussed was going to be a color that you could use as you transition into summer. It's a shade that's a couple of shades darker than Athens. So as you start to get a tan or you're out in the sun, this will be a color that you can grab and use instead of, not Aura, instead of Athens. So if you want to keep that in your palette for now, that's perfectly fine. Or if you want to hold off and grab it later on down the road, you're more than welcome to do that as well. The next 2 colors are going to be your lip and cheek shades, which can act as a blush, or they can work as a lipstick or lip gloss, which I love the versatility. So this color, Renaissance, was the shade that we tried on at Sloan's, and it was absolutely gorgeous on you. This is more of a matte consistency, or a satin consistency, so it has a lot of pigmentation. I did also want to include a color that we didn't try on, but it's a little more of like a semi-gloss, gloss, type of shade. So it's not quite as pigmented, but it has that really beautiful like jewel tone like we were looking for, and I thought it would be gorgeous on you as well. So I threw that in there in case you wanted something that had a little more of a gloss to it, in case you wanted to wear it on your lips, but you're obviously okay to wear this on your cheeks as well as a blush. I absolutely love wearing this on my cheeks for just a little extra hint of color. So those are just a couple of options. I thought that you could have maybe 2 options, so that if you wanted to switch it up here and there, then you could. But if you decide that you just want to start off with one for right now, just tap on whichever color you'd like to take off, and you can press remove item, whatever works for you. And I am going to include the swatches of all of these shades down at the bottom of your email. So if you scroll down, you'll see the swatches for the colors. So if you also see a shade that maybe you don't like the color Ruby, but you find another swatch that you really like, you can just scroll down here and press the drop down for lip and cheek shades, and you can toggle back and forth between gloss, satin, and semi-gloss. and find the shade that you want to switch it to. So feel free to add any other colors. Again, you have a little bit of extra room, as you can see here on layer 2, to add anything that you'd like. So now that we're actually on layer 2, we'll go ahead and touch on these shades. So you have your Bella Bronzer, which is, again, a little bit different from contour in that it's a warmer tone instead of being a cooler tone. So this is going to add some warmth to your face, like you've been out in the sun a little bit. This is probably one of my favorite things in my entire palette, and there's not a day that goes by that I do not use Bella Bronzer. I find that it just gives me that little bit of extra life and oomph to my face to really just complete my makeup look. So and then last for your face, you have your Angel Illuminator. This is a cream as well, and this is the color that we used. It's a cream that goes on the tops of your cheekbones to give you that little hint of like a luminous glow or a lit from within type of glow. So Angel is one of my favorite shades. I thought it was absolutely beautiful on you and gave the most subtle but feminine touch to the look. So definitely love that color. And then I don't believe we had a chance to try on any eyeshadows, but if that was something that you were interested in, I did want to include a few shades that I thought would pair well together, that you could wear one of the shades, two of the shades, a combination of the shades, something that would work well for every day, but also if you wanted to add a little something extra to your look, then you could also do that as well. So with your eyeshadows, I have 2 matte shades and 2 shimmers, and I will say eyeshadow is one of my favorite things to play with as far as makeup goes, and I have tried a lot of eyeshadows. The Urban Decay, Anastasia Beverly Hills, MAC, you name it, I've tried it. I absolutely love Saints eyeshadows. I've gotten rid of all of my other eyeshadows, and this is what I use because they are that good. So they are very velvety, smooth pigmentation, and they are powders, but with them I do not find that I have a lot of fallout, which basically just means I don't get a lot of eyeshadow that falls onto my face as I'm trying to apply my eyeshadow, which is really nice. So these are some options. Sedona is a matte shade, which is a great neutral tone that you can wear every day, just swatched in the crease of your eye or across your lid. Another color that you could use alone or in combination with Sedona is Cafe. Has a hint of a purplish undertone, but I find that it's still a very beautiful neutral color as well. So again, you can wear it alone, you can wear it in combination with any of these other colors. The 2 shimmers that I included, I love Saints shimmers because they're not a chunky glittery type of shimmer. They're very smooth consistency and give your eyes just the right amount of pop without going overboard. So the first color is Sis. It looks a little bit different when you swatch it on your skin versus when you see it here in the tin. So just be sure to check that out. At the bottom of your email, there will be the eyeshadow swatches as well. Take a look at that color. It's a very, very soft, delicate pink that you can apply to your lid to give it just a little something extra, again, without going overboard with your look. And then last but not least is Hot Chocolate, which is also a shimmer. And I love Hot Chocolate personally because it's one of those really beautiful neutral tones that you can wear throughout any season. And I also thought that it would pair great with the eyeshadow colors the lip and cheek shades for your blush that we have selected. So again, if you'd like to take a look at any of the eyeshadows, you can just scroll down to the drop box here and toggle back and forth between the shimmers and the mattes. The glitters and the creams, I will be honest, are not my favorite. They are really fun to play with, but I personally usually just stick with the shimmers and the mattes. So if you have any questions about any of the colors, or you see one that you really like and you just want some other shades that pair well with it, let me know. I'm more than happy to give you some recommendations. So Along with that, if there are things like lip conditioner that you'd like to check out, I love the peppermint lip conditioner. The brow wax is my ride or die. Cannot go a day without it. But once you've kind of selected your colors and you're ready to go, you can add the items to your bag, and you'll see that you get free shipping with $50 or more that you spend. And on top of that, as you add the tins here to your bag, you also get credits to receive your palette or your compact that holds your tins for free. So pretty cool. But the only other thing that you'll need to grab is a brush. So if you go to the menu and you press brushes and tools, you'll see that there's a plethora of brushes to choose from. I always recommend starting out with a blush and bronzer brush. I love this brush. We chatted about it when we were at Sloan's house. If you wanted to go with two brushes, I would do the blush and bronzer and the detail brush. And if you don't have an eyeshadow brush or one that you feel works very well, the eyeshadow brush from Saint is top notch, and I can say that I use it for any and every type of eyeshadow look that I have ever ever done with all of my Saint eyeshadows. It is absolutely wonderful. So there are many other brushes that you can take a look at, so I don't want to overwhelm you with any of those, but if you do have a question about one of them, just let me know, and I'm more than happy to give you some extra details on them. The brush cleaner is also on this page with the brushes and tools, which is, again, something that you just spritz the brush cleaner on a paper towel or a towel, swirl your brushes in, and then they're cleansed, sanitized, and conditioned in one swoop. You don't have to wait for the dry time. So wonderful to keep your brushes clean with them. So anyways, the only other thing that I would say, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, is if you go to the top and you scroll over to where you see collections, you can actually save a little bit of money if you grab the bronzer collection. So this actually has the blush and bronzer brush, along with you'll have to change it to the color Bella, but it has the Bella bronzer in it, and it's bundled together so that you can save around $10 or $11. If you add this to your bag, whenever you press the back button to go back to your palette, just make sure that you tap on the Bella bronzer in your palette and remove it, so that way you don't end up with two Bella bronzers. But that is pretty much it, unless you wanted to check out skincare or anything like that. Feel free to, by all means, but if you have any questions about anything, please let me know, and I cannot wait for you to get your makeup in. Once it does arrive, then we can set up a time to, sorry if you hear my dog drinking water in the background, we can set up a time to do a Zoom call and go over your application, and we'll just do our makeup together, and I can answer any questions that you have. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon.